Let's go!
There is some Capcom news that popped up related to their next generation engine, the update of the RE engine. There was some info on it that's kind of surprising and exciting and sort of scary. And I'm curious if there was anything that had footnotes on that, because it's like an hour-long video. RE Engine Rex, or REX or something like that is what they're calling it. Capcom announced the successor to the RE engine is in the works, the Rex engine. And everyone thinks of T-Rex, which I think is a little straightforward, although RE Engine was based around the foundation that, you know, Resident Evil 7 was going to be the first one, but it doesn't even mean RE Resident Evil. It means RE Reach for the Moon? Japan. It'll include previous features of the RE engine while adding support for new tech and handling the growing size of assets more efficiently. One thing I do remember them talking about a lot, what Capcom's going to do going forward, they want to license this thing out. They want to create a ton of documentation in like multi-languages and shit, and they want other people outside of Capcom to be using their engine, which is smart because they do have one of the best engines from the PlayStation 4 and even the PlayStation 5 era. This is purely speculation based on the video, but it seems like they want to commercialize the RE engine similar to Unreal. They mostly talk about government and external applications, but I would love to see them license out RE engine to other games too. There was something about localization at some point when they were talking about it, that they want to localize all their tools for a bunch of different languages and have documentation and support or something like that so that they can make money off of it, you know? Expansion on a diversification and project scale used by overseas subcontractors. Importance of documentation, samples, and localization. This is what I read earlier, yeah. Increase the number of mid-career and new graduates. New standard for the engine. A need to efficiently handle large volume and large size of assets. Need a high degree of customization per title. But there's a few things in here. Hang on a second. There's a few things. Performance and stability. High development efficiency. Design. Modular design. An RE engine as a presence. Almost all development titles use RE Engine, and ever-increasing numbers of projects, ever-increasing support of platforms, increasing the number of catalog titles, yeah. It's no secret that Capcom has stumbled into the ridiculous amount of success that they have right now because they are using their own engine, and they're making all of the money, right? They do not have an engine that they're having to subcontract out to Epic or anything like that. No, they're just making all of the money when they design a game that doesn't even have licensing or anything like that. They're just raking in the dough, which is why it's going very well for them. It seems like this is gauging interest, right? Why would you make a video on this unless you're literally gauging interest for other people to be like, hey, can we use that engine? This was what this kind of feels like. So wait a minute. Is there really like 17 videos on this? Oh my God. Oh my God. Someone doesn't have to pinpoint the scary thing. So what was in here was sort of an announcement of Capcom talking about how they are treating their projects and their approach to their franchises. And a very scary thing was in here where they talked about the RE engine and people that are manipulating the RE engine to mod stuff, that they essentially have to treat those users like they are using cheats. It seemed very polar opposite to what we've been hearing for quite a long time. There could be something in the future of RE engine games where Capcom's approach to modding titles might be dramatically different than their previous efforts. You gotta understand, the Chun-Li incident probably reached the eyes and ears of executives at the top of Capcom, so that might have had an impact on this situation. So at that point, higher-ups start paying attention. And before, there was no reason for them to pay attention because who gives a shit? But if something happens, then maybe this might be the turning point. The state of cheats and piracy in games. Should you target mods in your anti-cheat, anti-piracy? All mods are defined as cheats, except when they are officially supported. What are they doing internally is no different than cheating. Reputational damage caused by malicious mods. And I 100% think that this is directly related to Chun-Li's massive friggin' naked chest. The whole image and product is tarnished when mods are released that violate public order and morals without permission. Mods can be mistaken for legitimate implementations and can cause bad publicity. Workload due to malicious mods. Customers affected by buggy mods can support time. Worst cases include freeze and save corruption. Finding out, hey, you make mods and they actually make our game perform worse. We don't like that. Investigations take time and are futile if they turn out to be successful. Delays in original production of the game can be required for research. Support for other users is delayed. PC games have a high degree of freedom, but they are also free to be tampered with. This is like the first time Capcom's even acknowledged this shit. There was already like a level of surveillance going on for sure, but they let shit rock. As soon as it starts showing up at the top of websites, as soon as they get a message about it, that they were just like, wait a minute, what are people doing with our game? And now suddenly, oh God, people are modding in like hyper realistic TNA into our games. So suddenly Chris Redfield's, you know, junk in the trunk makes it to the front page of Kotaku or some dumb shit, much less Chun-Li's naked in a tournament. That has now created press that is affecting the brand recognition. 99% of the mods that are out there are actually shit that's not that. That's not threatening to the brand in some way. I hope this is just like, hey, we want to scare you. You know? I hope this is just like, hey, we're just trying to scare people. To be real, this is the most they've said about this shit ever. It's exciting there's a new RE engine, though. It's exciting that it's going to eventually happen. If related to the conversation, does this mean that the new RE engine is going to be supporting something like Monster Hunter World 2, right? If or when that eventually happens, does that mean that we might be seeing a super updated Rex engine for their not dinosaur game? And probably not. Where they've been saying that they're releasing a multi-million selling Capcom game will be revealed and released between now and the end of March. And apparently it's unannounced. It's not Dragon's Dogma 2, even though it seems like Dragon's Dogma 2 is going to be possibly released, you know, before March or something like that. Maybe. It has not been announced yet. And that's kind of like, huh, interesting. Very interesting. And it feels like there's few franchises in Capcom's library that you can hype up that much that will guarantee sales. Resident Evil is obviously one of them, but we know that Resident Evil might be taking like a break for a while. What other games could there be that would be like guarantee sales? Like, it's kind of Monster Hunter, dude. Monster Hunter is where the brain immediately goes. And if Monster Hunter is that close to being like revealed, if not released, it's definitely not coming out on this next-gen engine. It's not. It'll be on... It would have had to have been in development for the past 4 or 5 years from Monster Hunter World, you know? It will have to have been that. I don't know, dude. Like, I am just as confused as you are. Many people just have no clue what this is. Just have no idea. So whatever the hell this might be, it's either a new IP, but they're guaranteeing success. Pragmata? Yeah, Pragmata's the same shit. It was already announced. Very confused. I think I want it to be Monster Hunter World 2, a follow-up to that in some way, whether or not it's called that or whatever. The thing I'm going to leave this conversation with, of all this like rumors and Capcom damage support and all this kind of stuff with their mod team. 2024 is already looking kind of stacked for games, obviously, the first bit of it. But there's later 2024 we really don't know. And new Nintendo hardware, there's also a substantial event that's going to be happening just in about a month from now, where clearly this is where you start announcing shit. This is the opportunity you take to get the most eyes and ears on your projects to potentially sell. And that is the Game Awards. Every single Game Awards for the past several years, I feel like we've been hoping for that Mortal Kombat announcement, and we never got it. I think the other big thing is going to be what is Capcom's future beyond Dragon's Dogma 2, and we might actually get a big look at that. That's not that far away. We'll definitely have some big-ass gift sub bets for the Game Awards, that's for sure.